All right, hello. Hello. It looks like I am live, and hopefully I am streaming live to the correct place. I guess I'll find out later if I'm not. So I'm just gonna assume I am. It makes it look like I am. So let's see if there's any way that I can see that. If I can check that. But new platform. New platform. Getting kind of some different experiences with some different apps as far as live streaming from my phone, because I might be at more of these protests. So behind me, you can see what's left of the protest. We kind of already did our thing. We did our chanting and marching earlier, and it's sort of dwindling. There's still been some people chanting and holding up their signs and stuff like that. We kind of had a little mini protest part 2 where a guy has his megaphone. Check out, I posted a video just about an hour ago maybe, and good, okay, we do have people watching, which means this is live in the right place. So thank you and welcome to the stream. So I did post a video, and again, for you just joined, there we go. There's the kind of people hanging out after the protest. The protest is over, but people hanging out. So I posted a video a little bit ago on YouTube with Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, who was here to speak. He's the chair of the president of the Texas Republican Party, and I was just really impressed. I've talked about this before, that I consider myself more of a libertarian than a Republican. That's kind of been a transition. So I'm not like yay rah Republicans, but he did come out, and the Republican Party of Texas is calling out our governor, which I'm very impressed with. That they're not just like backing him because of the party, that they are coming out and they're calling him out. They recognize that the voters are not okay with this, with what Governor Abbott has done, and especially now, where not only we have all these like unconstitutional, not just unconstitutional at the federal level, but unconstitutional at the state level, executive order mandates that are ridiculous and unnecessary and unconstitutional. Like they're not okay. Not only do you have these mandates that are still going on, and he kind of always tries to make it seem like, oh well, I'm letting this reopen. That's not your job. You're not supposed to restrict it in the first place. So then this week he said, oh well, I'm gonna let the counties decide. So he just kind of like punted his responsibility. He didn't lift the order. He didn't lift the mandate. Or any of this stuff. He's just like, oh, I'm going to let counties decide when they want to reopen bars with precautions. And I'm like, the bars should never have been closed. It should never have been a mandate. So we're still out here, even though it's like, oh, he's opening the bars. No, he's not, because what he's doing is he's punting his responsibility to the counties. Some of the counties are like, yes, please, let's open up, and the other counties are not. And we need to lift these statewide mandates and then let us deal with the counties. So I know our counties will still try to restrict us, but let us deal with that. Get out of the way, Governor Abbott. And so anyway, so I'm out here streaming. Before I talk more about the protest, though, some real good news. Real good news this morning. So I was out on the sidewalk outside the abortion facility on Duval Road, out here in Austin, Texas, and talking, offering information, talking to women who are going in for an abortion. And we had a save. We had a woman change her mind at the abortion facility. She was in there. She'd gone in. She changed her mind. She came out. She was crying. She's very, very emotional. Very just wow, exciting kind of time. And I'm gonna be checking in with her later today to let her know that what kind of the options, or what kind of the resources and help that we have for her, but also just to be there for her, because it really sounds like that the key reason that she was at that abortion facility was that the guy, the father of this baby, was not stepping up. He did not want the baby. He was abdicating his responsibility as a father, and not standing up for her and standing up for their baby. And so that's why she was there, and she was crying because she couldn't get a hold of him. She wanted him to talk her out of this. Right? Like, she wants him to say, no, let's keep this baby. She wants that so bad. And she's there crying. So, thankfully she did turn around. She did leave. I was able to give her information. I was able to exchange phone numbers with her. And now I'm going to be checking in with her later today. I'm going to be following up with her and making sure she's okay and making sure she has whatever she needs. If she needs to go out for coffee and talk, if she needs to get, sonograms, whatever it is that she needs, we're going to figure that out for her. Not just me by myself, but the organizations that I work with here in Austin that provide this kind of stuff. It's not just me by myself. Like, we have a whole network of resources here. So that was really awesome. Just wanted to let you guys know that's really cool. And if you guys have been watching on Tumblr, you know that I've had some very difficult things happening. I haven't given a lot of details on that, and I still can't give a lot of details on that. But some just very trying times for my family. And I know that there's a reason that's happening. It's not coincidental that as we're speaking out, as we're speaking up for the vulnerable and speaking up for freedom and all of these things, that we're going to see things happen in our lives that are going to discourage us and that are going to make us just kind of distract us and drain us from our energy. And like, if you're involved in the pro-life movement, if you're involved in any of this kind of stuff, you're going to see that happen. I mean, it can be flat tires. It can be, anything. There's all kinds of things that may happen where you're trying to get out there, you're trying to speak the truth. And then you get some kind of attack in your life, whether it seems directly connected or not. And what I'm trying to say is that, like, I was feeling all that discouragement from the stuff that's going on in my family life. And then, this morning we have the save, and I'm so excited. And I know that is, and this has historically been a thing for me. I started pro-life work in 2013. And since 2013, I've noticed a pattern that when I start to get discouraged, and I'm out on the sidewalk, I'm doing sidewalk advocacy, and I start to get discouraged and feel like I'm not doing any good, or I'm not up to the task, or whatever, or it doesn't matter. There's some Trump trucks. I don't know if you can see there. Anyway, when that happens, what I find is right at that moment where I'm getting discouraged and I'm feeling like, why am I out here? What's the point? There's a save. It's been a pattern. There's a save, or it's some other interaction that really encourages me and that really makes me feel like what I'm doing is worth it. So I was really just, not to be too much like, no, not like it's a sign or anything, but it's like I know that's what that means. That's to encourage me. That's not an accident that it happens then. So want to share that encouraging news with you. So go check out that video that I posted earlier with Lieutenant Colonel Allen West with the resolution that the Texas Republican Party passed, calling on Governor Abbott to end all of our lockdowns and mask mandates right now. That was signed by the, was it 54-4 in our Republican state Republican convention. So we, hopefully, I hope he listens to us on this. I hope he does consider. Not just consider, I hope he does end these mandates right now. We don't have time to wait. We don't have time for this to be like a, next week or next month. It needs to be now. Like, it needs to be now. Because we need to get back to business. We need to open up the schools. We need to get everything back to normal. Because if we don't, we're going to collapse. We're going to see a societal collapse. And we absolutely need to get everything back to normal before Election Day. Because if we're still doing this nonsense on Election Day and we still have all the rioting and looting and all this stuff happening, it's not going to be pretty, y'all. It's not going to be pretty. Like, this needs to end, like, now. Okay? But also, in addition to that video from Lieutenant Colonel Allen West, also go onto my Twitter. So my Twitter is @prolife_liberty. So some of y'all may be watching from Twitter. You saw this on Twitter, but a lot of y'all are on my Tumblr. I'm going to see if I can download the video and post it on my YouTube and then share it from there. But I did live stream on Periscope a little earlier, and it was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. So that's why I didn't do it on YouTube, because I didn't really have all the stuff set up. So Periscope's good for, like, just in the moment live stream. So I went and live streamed on Periscope a little while ago because, and I didn't even know they were planning this, during this protest. We're out here in front of the governor's mansion, which I will show you that. There's our governor's mansion right there. So, nice big mansion. I mean, he lives in a mansion, and we're outside there, calling on him to end this lockdown. So we marched around. We went to the street. So we went to the street and we marched that way, and we went all the way around the mansion and came back through here. Okay, and then and so I got part of that on live stream because I didn't even know we were going to be doing it, so I wasn't quite ready. And if you were watching my Twitter, you would have seen like a little brief mistaken live stream that got messed up, and I deleted it. It's gone now. But if you saw that and you were like, "What's going on?" But no, I finally got the live stream working correctly on Periscope, and so I was able to live stream as we marched around, and we were chanting, you know, "Free Texas Now" and "Open Texas Now" and all of that. And then as we got to the end here, we came up here next to the governor's mansion. Alex Jones was there in his truck because he's got that big armored truck, right? So he's there. And so if you watch the live stream, the Periscope replay of the live stream, you can see that because we come up and he's out there with his megaphone sticking his head out of his truck. So I kind of got to a good vantage point where I could record him. So do go check that out because I was just kind of like, oh, hey, you know, I don't agree with everything he says. I don't love everything that Alex Jones says. But it was just, you know, he's kind of that little, you know, kind of a little celebrity here in Austin just because he's been censored so much for the stuff that he says. Some of which I agree with, some of which I don't. You can try and figure out which things I agree with and which things I don't. But you can try and figure that out yourself. But so it's, you know, but it was just cool. He was here. Real quick, I think I can flip my camera around. Boop. Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry, get my fingers out of the way there. So there's the remains of the protest here. You know, we had a tent with somebody doing free massages, and I hadn't tried that yet, but I just thought that was cool. But then we got over here, and I'm not entirely sure. Can I zoom? No, I can't zoom. Meh. I might try and get a little bit closer, but let's see if I can get a little bit closer. It looks like I don't know if it's a voter registration thing, but they just kind of showed up right at the end of our protest time. They just kind of showed up. I think they're doing voter registration. They got a lot of "We Must Vote" signs. Some "No Justice, No Peace." So I don't know if they're associated with BLM because that's kind of a common BLM phrase. But either way, I mean, because I think we've already passed our voter registration deadline, so I'm not entirely sure what's happening, if that's what's happening. But I don't know that they're necessarily associated just because a lot of them are wearing masks. So I'm like, are they? Because they're not necessarily directly connected to our protest. So I don't know if they're just having like a separate protest or what. But they're essentially just getting out voter registration. So I just thought that was interesting. Kind of no idea what's going on there. But again, yeah, here's the protest, or the remains of it. Let me put my camera back around and hello. And but so it was just a really cool event. Just 2 Saturdays in a row getting to go protest and just be out here for our rights, for our ability to conduct business, to be able to go out to eat, to be able to go out for a drink, you know, like that's the thing is I don't go to bars a whole lot like myself, like normal under normal circumstances. Now I might start once we're able to go to them again. I might just be going out to the bars just to support them because we've had so many businesses that are closing for good because of all this. So, but again, go check out my Twitter at @prolife_liberty. So go check that out, and yeah, go check check out the videos that I posted, the photos that I posted. I think I've got a video up there that's like that's just some of the chanting. And then, yeah, check out that live stream where we marched around and everybody had their signs. It was a much bigger crowd than what we got right now because it kind of has already dwindled. Because once the march was over, we were kind of like, all right, that was our march. Here we go. We're done. Because what else are you going to do at that point? It's not like Governor Abbott's going to come out of his mansion here. He's tweeting from his mansion about how we're going to keep Texas red. And I'm like, you're not helping your case there, dude. Like, we're not going to keep Texas. You're not going to keep Texas red by doing these mask mandates and nonsense. You know, that's the thing is he's trying to promote other people who are up for, because he's not up for re-election right now, which is unfortunate because it'd be great to get him out of here. And maybe if he was up for re-election, he wouldn't have done all this nonsense because he would know better. Because it'd be political, right? So he's doing all this stuff when he's not up for re-election. We just got to remember it when it is. You know, if he doesn't reopen like now, like right now, like today, like this weekend, you know, if we're not open on Monday, I just don't think I think we need to make sure we remember this next time elections roll around, because As I've said before on previous live streams, I do not believe that voting is, solving all our problems. Politicians don't save us. So it's just kind of, so you don't want to, you don't want to think that, oh, we just need to vote for the right person and we're going to fix all this. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't vote. So this is my thing. This is where I disagree with a lot of ANCAPs on this one. That's what keeps me from being totally ANCAP. Because I do still believe that it's important to vote. But remember, and I've talked about this before, but here's why. Not because the politicians are going to save us, not because voting is going to fix all our problems. It's more important for us to be out here doing this, the protests, the activism, and also even more than any of that, it's important for us to be doing the stuff where we're actually, replacing the system, where we're providing the free market solutions to our problems and making sure that those are available so people understand we don't need the government for this. We need to be doing stuff, direct action, civil disobedience in some cases, especially with businesses right now. Like, I want to see some businesses, like if you're an Austin business, like if you're, actually, if, to my followers, to everybody who's going to see this, if you are an Austin business or you know somebody who owns an Austin business, please, if you are willing to defy the orders and do the civil disobedience, I'm going to put it out to everybody I know, not just through social media. I have my social media following, but I have my real life networks as well, like my in-person networks. If you are going to defy the orders, if you're going to do some civil disobedience, and you're going to open, you're going to buck all the restrictions, if you're a bar that's going to reopen, please let me know the name of that business in the Austin area. I'm looking at the Austin area because if it's somewhere else in Texas, I'll promote it, but I can't actually necessarily go there. But I'm going to, if it's here in Austin or in the surrounding area and your business is going to open, I'm going to come buy something from your business. I'm going to come spend money at your business and promote it to everybody I know and say, hey, go patronize this business. Whatever, pretty much whatever it is that you're doing. Like, if you're going to buck all these restrictions, if you're going to be, freedom, promote freedom and let people shop freely, or whatever, I'll come support you in whatever way that I can. And promote your business, and we're going to get out there and we're going to support you. I would also recommend that if you are a Texas business and you are trying to figure out, okay, how do I do this, and what if I get shut down? Look up, This is Texas Freedom Force. This is Texas Freedom Force, because they were out with us last Saturday when we were protesting all this stuff, and they provided security. They provided security for our protests, and they have a militia group that I would reach out to them and say, hey, if I open up, if I buck these orders, will you come protect my business so that we don't get targeted, we don't get attacked, we don't get shut down? So that would be my thing. If you're worried about getting shut down, if you're worried about the police showing up, I would call up This is Texas Freedom Force. But I also think, I'm looking at our police officers in Austin right now, and they're not perfect, and no police department is perfect. Nobody is perfect, right? But I'm looking at our Austin police officers, and honestly, I think they are just looking for the opportunity to follow their conscience here. I don't think they want any of this. I don't think they're on board with any of this. They're following orders, and we just need to give them the opportunity to say, you know what, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. I honestly do think we have a lot of Austin Police Department officers, and I've interacted with APD through my pro-life stuff many times, and my experience has always been positive with them. I know they're not perfect. I know they've had issues, and there are other people who've had bad experiences with them, but I'm saying I have had good experiences only with APD, and I honestly think that they are, and I've seen them say, hey, good job, thank you for being here, that kind of thing, even when I'm doing sidewalk counseling. So I wouldn't be too worried about APD shutting you down, because what they're going to do, if you're a business and you're trying to buck these restrictions, they're going to take away your business license. Okay, they took away your business license. Stay open. Keep doing it. Keep going. What are they going to do? Send you a letter? Right? This is Texas Freedom Force to support you. And same thing with the bars. If you are a bar that is worried about losing your liquor license, I cannot imagine right now an APD officer, with everything else going on with the Austin City Council trying to defund APD. I cannot imagine them going to a bar and arresting a bar owner or shutting down a bar by force like this. I just don't see it happening, because what they're going to do, they're going to tell you your license is suspended, and you're going to think, oh man, I got shut down. No, you open anyway. You open your doors, right? We go in, We have a good, we buy alcohol from you. Like I'll come order some drinks. I'll come order some drinks and live stream from the bar. If you're if you're an Austin area bar and you decide to reopen despite all this, let me know. I will come to your bar. I will live stream from your bar. I will invite everybody down. But we need to get this thing open, and it's going to take people taking action. So I say all this to say that these are the things we need to be doing in addition to voting. So voting is great and all, but it's not our only thing. It's never our only thing, and it's not even really the thing that's going to save us. What voting does is it speaks the language of the establishment. It speaks the language of the mainstream media. It speaks the language of those who are in power, and it especially speaks the language of the people who are still asleep, right? We talk about this, like waking up, opening your eyes, seeing what's going on. The voting speaks the language of those people who are still asleep, who have not woken up yet. So when you vote, you are communicating with them in a way that they understand. So and I don't care who you vote for, right? You go vote. But I would say, like, if you're saying, I don't like Trump, I don't like Biden, go vote for George Jorgensen, go vote for, I don't care if you vote for Howie Hawkins, go vote for somebody, or write in a candidate. If you need to write in Murray Rothbard to feel good about your vote, do it. Because what that says is that you have your total number of people who voted, and then you have your percentages who voted for Trump and Biden. And if we see in those percentages, because that's all they're looking at, they're not looking at the people who don't vote. They don't care about you if you don't vote. But if we see this vote, like here's our total number of voters, and like 20% of voters voted for Trump and like 19% voted for Biden, right? And it's like, okay, technically Trump wins, but what when the world was going on with all these other people? And even if there's not any one candidate that gets enough votes to beat either of the others, it shows that we have rejected this two-party system. So if you are somebody who's anti-voting, if there's still time to register to vote in your state, do it, and go write in a candidate. Go write in a joke candidate. I don't care. I'm voting for George Jorgensen, but go write in somebody. Write in Murray Rothbard. Write in Rand Paul. I love writing in Rand Paul. I've done it before. And it's there's options, right? So don't think that you can't, that voting is bad, right? Voting is not bad. It's not helpful in the way that people think it is. It's not going to solve our problems, and it's definitely not either the beginning or the end of your activism, right? It's one thing that you do one day every 2 years, or more often if you're doing primaries and everything, but go out and vote. Even if it's a throwaway vote, even if it's a protest vote, go vote, put your name down, and affect those numbers. The more people we have who vote third party, write-in, all of that, the more people are going to realize that the two-party system is dying. Because right now they're not seeing it. They're saying, oh, look at all these people who didn't vote. They're just apathetic. No, you're not apathetic. Those of you who are choosing not to vote, you're not apathetic. I know y'all. Right? You're not apathetic. You care. You're not voting because you care, but I want you to go and write in Murray Rothbard. And if you don't know who that is, he basically wrote the book literally on anarcho-capitalism and freedom and liberty. And so a lot of anarcho-capitalists really look up to his writings as kind of, this is what we stand for. Go write his name in for your choice for president. Like, just put that down. Like, if you feel like you can't vote for any of the candidates that are on your ballot, write somebody in. So that's my little rant about voting. Again, I'm not trying to elect any particular candidate, except, I would love Joe Jorgensen. I know it's probably not going to happen. I'd love to see it. Much rather her than Trump or anybody. Although I'd rather have Pence than Trump. I found that out at the vice presidential debate. Man, I would rather have Pence than Trump. I liked and he's, again, not perfect. No president is. And no president should have as much power as they do. So really, it's at the end of the day, any president who uses the power that has been assumed by that office, they're not a good president. If you're not following the strict constitutional rules on what the president is supposed to do and not do, then you're not a good president, regardless of what else you do. But I do like Pence better than Trump. So not that that's saying a whole lot. So, but just, I'm not trying to get a candidate elected. I'm trying to get our message out. I'm trying to get people to understand, the people that are still asleep, the people that don't believe that there is a third party, that there is anything besides Republican and Democrat. They believe that that's all there is because that's all who shows up, right? The Republicans and the Democrats show up, and the rest of us aren't, you know. And I say that as somebody who's voted in every election, but until recently I was a Republican. I showed up because I was a Republican, right? And then I become more libertarian, and I see all these people saying, oh, don't vote, it's not worth it. I'm like, wait, hold on. You're letting them take the stage. You need to take back that stage. You need to take back that microphone. There's a microphone there, right? That voting booth is a microphone, and we need to take that back. So thank y'all for those who chimed in or who popped in to watch. You know, and again, we had, you know, if you missed it earlier in the stream, we had a save at the abortion facility this morning. So it's just been an awesome day with all the other stuff that I've had going on in my life and with my family and everything. That's been awful. Today was a pretty good day. So I'm just kind of excited that this is all happening, and I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. And I know I've been doing some short streams. I still need to do my bug out bag video, and I haven't done that yet. So hopefully soon I'll be able to get that done. It's just been a little crazy, right? So this last week, man, I got a lot of things dumped on me, as far as like just a lot of information all at once about something about, you know, again, I mentioned, you know, prayer requests for a family member of mine. If you hadn't seen this on my Tumblr, prayer requests for a family member of mine who is going through something real bad right now. You know, prayers for his safety, both his physical safety, his emotional, mental health safety, and especially for his spiritual safety, for his salvation. Honestly, we're at the point where his salvation is at risk, I mean, you know, God can reach anybody, and that's what I have to keep telling myself, no matter what, you know. So but keep him in your prayers. Pray for him to come home safely. And to be kind of, you know, to be able to be with his family again. So thank you guys for that. Sorry to end on a downer. We had a save at the abortion facility. Yay! And I'll see y'all real soon, hopefully with that video on the bug out bag. Bye. Oh, no, there we go.